everyone. It's an All You Can Geek Gamecast. I'm one of the hosts, Jim Gass, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy.
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo.
Welcome, guys. Welcome, listeners. Welcome, viewers. We're live right now on Twitch. Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock we start. We did the movie cast just before. If you missed it, you can check it out over on YouTube because we post all of that stuff over there if you can't join us for these live broadcasts. So be sure to subscribe. That way you know when we go live or when we post on YouTube or over on Twitch here. And also, be sure that you get your audio podcasts wherever you love to get them because we're up there as well. Spotify, iTunes, good stuff. So, anyways, welcome to this episode of the Gamecast. What have we been up to, guys? I will kick us off. I did pick up Tactics, Final Fantasy Tactics. So I got to play a little bit of that this week. They've done a really nice job. Like, really, I mean, it's funny because I'm going from I'm going from Metal Gear remake, to this one. This was a remake. And this one obviously doesn't have the graphics that Metal Gear has, like it doesn't. But I'm getting nostalgic about thinking about how the old game looked. They've done a great job in this game of what they've done, and also doing the voice acting, the overall, like everything is voiced over now, everything. And while doing all that updating, they still managed to make it not fair, because when I'm behind somebody and I have 100% to hit and I miss, what is happening here? So, but I remember that happening in the original game where I'm like, I'm standing behind them. I should have 100% to hit because I'm behind them and they're facing they're facing the wrong direction. I should get bonus damage and I whiff. I'm like, come on. And I remember the second that happened in this game, I'm like, the memories.
The nostalgia.
Like, I'm like, I should have hit that. So it all came right back. But yeah, it's they've done a great job so far. I'm only in chapter 1 on this, so I'm not far yet. But Tony, you picked it up too, right? Did you get into it?
I have it. I played like the first hour and a half. I'm still
so we're almost probably in the same spot.
Yeah, I'm still beating another game right now, so I will get to it. It just I've played it, so it's like, it's
There's no rush.
I get you.
There's no rush.
Yeah. So that's it for me. Tony, what have you been playing then?
Let's see. Past week, so that indie compilation game I got like a month or two ago called UFO 50. There's this one game on there called Night Manor, and it's like those old school point and click adventure games. So like on NES, like Shadowgate or Uninvited. It's like directly inspired by that.
Gotcha.
So I had a couple friends over and my brother, and we were playing that. It was kind of fun because like everybody's like chiming in with like, oh, like I bet you have to use this here, and oh, remember that spot there. And it's like, I would not have remembered that. Like, it would have taken me a while to loop back to that. So it was a nice like hour and a half or so before we beat it. Which again, just like one of 50 games in the package, so it was like just a really cool experience. And then it led me down the rabbit hole of like, they're actually making a sequel to that Uninvited game. Plus, they remade and sequelized Shadowgate, like Beyond Shadowgate, which I was super happy to find out. I was like, wait, what? There's a sequel to both of these? And so I'm super stoked for both of those because you don't really see those types of games anymore. So there's that. But I also got to play Silent Hill F, so just another spooky game.
Cool. Yeah.
And yeah, that's
good time of year for that. Perfect time of year for that.
Yeah. That game is fucked up. Like, oh my god.
I bet. I think I gotta do. That's a game I don't think I can play. I'm gonna have to watch somebody play this game.
Why?
I don't think
you're
I can
an Elden
play.
Lord. You're an Elden Lord.
It's not the difficulty; it's the jump scare. I'm like, I can't deal with that. So I'm gonna watch. I'm probably watch play on this one because I really want to see the game and experience it. But what's that, Mike?
I've heard it isn't really that like moment to moment scary. Like it's more.
It's probably adrenaline pumping though, right? It's gotta be adrenaline pumping the way it's done.
Yes and no. Like, so we played for probably 3 to 4 hours. And it's like a mix of like psychological horror, but also, I mean, there's some stuff that I guess I would classify as like jump scary, where there are enemies where, you might not see them, or you'll be minding your own business and then enemy spawns that you don't see because of your camera movement and whatnot. The scary part, I guess, is there are no firearms in this game because it takes place in like 1970s Japan. You can't really get guns in Japan to begin with, but also that time frame. nobody had it. So it's all melee like stuff, like pipes and all that stuff. So to defeat any enemies, you really have to get up and close, and obviously that puts you in danger because it's a melee. It's like, oh, you're approaching me. It's like, well, yeah. Interestingly enough, it is pseudo, and I say pseudo, like I'm not saying it directly is, but it's pseudo like Soulsborne combat, where it's like you can parry or like there's a window of opportunity in monster attacks to like get a critical attack in that exposes them for more damage and whatnot. But obviously it's like a risk versus reward, because if you whiff or you mistime it, you're eating an attack. So it's interesting. But yeah, it's really fun so far. There was one part that was pretty crappy in that they asked you to do a puzzle solving thing while being chased by a monster that was unkillable. So it was like, we were there's no way. There's no way. We have to be in the wrong area, right? Like maybe we have to come back to this area. It's like, nope, you just need to solve this, and that was a little frustrating because it's like we're like 3 hours in. What are you doing? Like I understand towards the end of the game, right? But it's like, oh, we have like nothing right now, so.
Here's the deep end. We'll just drop you right in.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's fun, spooky, and apparently there's a lot of replayability to it. So I'm looking forward to playing more of it.
Very cool. Awesome. Yeah. Cool.
I should all play Alan Wake 2 now that it's on the PlayStation thing.
It is. So, yeah. Mike, what have you been playing, Mike?
I've been playing the original Hades that I mentioned last week. I started it. I've cleared it twice now. It actually is only about 45 minutes when you win a run, but they try. There's the breadcrumbs are with the story. They want you to want to keep going over and over again. But now that I've beat it once, I do one run a night now. I've really slowed down a bit. Like I see what they're going for with the story and stuff, like, and it's interesting still, but my motivation is waning a little bit. But it is pretty good. I liked it. It took me probably too long to beat it the first time. It took 27 attempts, which I feel like is kind of a lot. My fatal flaw in games like this is I start.
Judging here.
It depends on your run. It depends on what you can get screwed on a run like that every night. Like it can happen.
You can, and like the one immediately after the one I cleared, I didn't clear. I didn't come that close. I'm like, what the hell? I didn't get shit this time. But my problem was early on, I was just too defensive. Like I was just getting like healing, health, defense stuff up, and in the end, like you just gotta kill.
You got to damage.
I had a real
blow it up. Yeah.
I had a real damage build. So I was able to do it. So I guess I'll probably keep playing because obviously there's story breadcrumbs still. But pretty good. I don't know if I'm gonna rush out and get the next one. I might wait. But
makes sense.
I liked it.
Cool.
That's about it.
I mean, I want to see Hades 2 because it's been long enough for me. But I get it. Like you don't want to jump right into another one of these. Corey, more Borderlands 4? Or you
when I
just talking the game?
When I can get to it, I'll play it. But like I was mentioned on the movie cast, there was a big Star Wars Unlimited, the trading card game event in Philadelphia this weekend. So I was mostly trying to get ready for that and preparing. And so in trading card games, you have like constructed decks that you can build, which you can use whatever cards are legal. But this event in Philadelphia was a sealed event, so you were given 6 packs, and you had to build your deck from those 6 packs. And it was pretty neat. Like it was close to 500 people at this event, which is the largest sealed event held so far for this trading card game. And it was run pretty well. I got to be in Philly, obviously, so that was nice.
Was it Convention Center?
Yeah, Convention Center. Yep.
Oh, nice, good spot.
Yeah, so the main entrance on the side, not by the Hard Rock or whatever. It's on the side there. You go up the escalators, like 3 floors. Yeah, it was in that room there. So.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so it was cool. But yeah, I played a lot of Star Wars over the weekend and tried to prepare for that. Sealed is like a completely different, game and mindset than constructed in trading card games, because now you're limited to that specific set, and knowledge of the set that you're playing with is crucial to playing well and understanding what to do. But what's crazy is the guy that won the big event here also won last weekend's constructed set sector, which so he went back to back in the biggest events so far this season.
Nice.
He's got a good idea of the meta.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. So like, because next year Worlds, it's going to be a constructed, and then the top 8 is a draft. So that's cool. But yeah, mostly paper cards.
Okay. All right. We've got 2 sections of news today. One will be Microsoft. The other one will be looks like Circana numbers, which we'll get into shortly. But let's start with the bad news first. Microsoft talked about them last week and how their system may or may not come out. This whole week, I believe things have gotten worse. They have come out saying that they are still working on their system. They have said this. That being said, Microsoft.
Say a lot of things.
Yes, right now Microsoft is hiring 2 financial experts to help transform the finances of its Xbox video games business, as the division is stressed to deliver profits. So they're hiring oversight people.
I think there was like a language that said
profits?
immediately or urgently in that description too. That meant like,
What's that?
if you read the description or whatever, I thought they used some
Oh,
language.
with urgency.
With urgency. There you go.
With urgency. I'm sorry, I skipped it. Yeah, I was paraphrasing.
No,
Good.
you're
With urgency, they're hiring these 2. So they are not happy with their financial division of their finances bringing in from this. We talked about it last week.
You spend $70 billion on a company that, like, how are you ever gonna see profits?
Well, you're not, and I've explained that right on the podcast.
No,
but the thing is, they view that as an investment, as an
Right.
asset, whereas your employee, they don't view their employees as assets. They view them as liabilities. And
they're changeover company.
All contractual workers mostly.
Most of them.
That's basically most of them. However, longtime Halo art director has left the studio now. So, and this was his post was a lot worse. Glenn Israel is his name. After 17 years with the company, he's not a contractor or changeover. He's been there for a long time as an art director for Halo.
So that's back in Bungie days before 343. Just to note that.
His statement was, as of today, after 17 long years, I am officially no longer contributing to the Halo universe. There's a little more that I can say for the moment, though I intend to share this particular story in its entirety when it's absolutely safe to do so next year.
Weren't they working on like Unreal 5 and bringing Halo to that or something? Didn't we talk about that?
And that's supposedly what the next Halo will be in, because they had trouble developing for their in-house engine quickly, because no one else outside of them knows how to use it. And you know, this whole thing to me is a shame, because Halo Infinite's a pretty good game, but if all the content it has now happened in the first 2 years, rather now it's like 4 years on, it might have been able to do what it tried to do, but it's just too slow to develop.
Yeah, it sounds like they're his statement further on was, I know that the state of our industry seems dire, but never forget that you are free to choose. No illusion of security nor promise of wealth or fame or power is worth trading away your health, your dignity, your ethics, or values, and no one can force you to stay strong, take evidence when necessary, and find where you belong. So he's got a story.
That's a super strong statement to make, and obviously a lot of people probably wouldn't make that type of peace out kind of thing.
Leaving the company.
So I imagine shit had to have gone down real bad and really poorly.
Decades of his life into this?
Right, nearly 2 decades of his life. And I don't know, like, this is me reading between the lines or reading tea leaves, but I had to imagine as one of the art directors, like, it had to have been AI related. Just in the direction
I'm thinking
Microsoft
you're right.
is going, like, had to have been something like, hey, we want to use AI to, I don't know, generate fucking enemy models or design enemies or whatever.
Increase productivity.
Right, exactly.
Especially since, the reason why the last thing they did failed was speed of doing anything. So that might be the problem now.
Yeah, I mean, it's not good. I mean,
definitely interested in hearing what he has to say next year, but it's I don't know.
I hope he works with Schreier and they can put out like a.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Like
I really
tell-all.
hope Schreier hit
That
him
would
up
be amazing.
immediately. It was just like,
I bet you he did.
I'm sure he's there already.
Yeah, the story's already waiting. He just can't drop it until he's allowed to. I bet.
You know, the other thing too in the past week while we're talking about Microsoft was that more people came out and was like, yeah, Walmart shelves and Target shelves are almost like nothing for Xbox. It's like accessory and those like cards for redemption of games and stuff like that. Yeah. To the point where I think even Xbox again had to release PR. They're like, oh, Target and Xbox have a relationship and for both online and in-store presence, blah blah blah, and it's just like, I don't know, man. Like the more you talk about it and the more you deny it, just feels weird. Like what? Like who cares?
Walmart and Target have to be the two like largest chains in the country, and it's not all the stores, but majority of them are pulling the sections for Xbox in their stores. And they have been for a while too. Like somebody posted a while back that their Target like got rid of that section a while back, and it's because of sales. It's because it's not selling. So why keep the space? Not to mention, I gotta assume they may know something. These retailers may know horizon of what's coming out in the future. Like I've heard whispers about PS6. Of what that's going to look like, and that may be coming in. I think it's 2027 is what their target date is.
That's the rumor mill right now.
Yeah.
Speaking about both systems, PS6 and Xbox, whatever the fuck it's going to be.
If that exists, I just don't know if that makes it. I really don't know. I know they put a lot of money into it, but they're okay with losing money if it saves the money in the future.
Yeah, I don't know anymore. Like what. Like, I guess as a company, you can't really announce that. Like, hey, yeah, our strategy is changing again until, they get the approval right from different organizations, like financial, obviously you want to loop in the press team and stuff like that. Probably Phil has to have another fucking Xbox
podcast.
Direct. Yeah, podcast Direct, where it's him and three other...
The thing amazes me is that he still has a job. Like, what is this guy actually doing that's promoting this brand to become successful right now?
Yeah,
do they want the brand to be successful? Doesn't seem like
it. I mean, that's the only reason he's around, right? Is to maybe bury the brand.
Again, I seriously think
here, man?
They want their software to be successful.
Bond, and all of them are just there to take the slings and arrows. They're just talking heads. They don't have any real say in anything. They just go up there, they say stuff gently, and that's their job. That's why they're there.
Well, I mean, maybe to a degree, but like the thing is, like Satya is not fucking running the gaming division. That's why Phil is the chief executive officer for Xbox. So Phil has to.
Yeah, but I don't know if he really makes big like overarching decisions anymore. Like I don't think
he has to,
because it makes no sense. He has to be like insane.
Well, that's the problem.
Because he changes his mind
that's
every
what
year.
we're
I don't
dealing
think
with
that's
right
what's
now.
happening. I don't think that's true.
Phil is the head of
His
Xbox.
marching orders have changed.
Sure, that's different.
Demands have changed for profits, and that changes your strategy. But he's still making that decision. Like he's hearing it from, is it Satala? Like he's hearing it from them that they want profits. So he's trying to adapt and make those profits for them, and that's what's causing. But he's making the decisions to try to do that. As long as he's the CFO or whatever it is.
And like he's saying one thing one week, and then the next week he's saying the opposite thing, and so it's like you're not
more pressure
with your message.
Yeah, and that's Microsoft. That's Microsoft. They're done. That's the statement. They're never consistent with their messaging. They have not seemed to have their shit together since the 360. Since then, they've been stumbling. This has been a long fall. Yeah, this has been a long fall down, and we just watched them deflate. And I think this is. I don't see how they release a system. I just don't see how, because this is an Xbox. This is an Xbox. Well, how do you release an Xbox based on that?
I mean, I think it's just going to be different. It's going to be kind of like the ROG Ally, right? Right now with the Xbox,
mm-hmm.
Just gonna be like,
make a few of them.
It's Xbox branded, but that's it. Like it's going to be a like a PC that has a custom UI, right? Because
I get it, but like, how do you sell for chip manufacturers? Need a certain amount of orders, and if you're not planning on selling, 5 million consoles in a year.
Well, right, but that's not
crazy, but
Microsoft's problem anymore. That's going to be whoever
whatever
picks it up,
makes them.
and they can
like
be whatever PC company is like, okay, well we'll just make we still need like 100 million whatever orders, but we're going to dedicate 10 or 50 whatever. I'm just making up numbers.
Gotcha.
Those are going to be Xbox.
They just get into what they're good at and focus on the software. And it's like, all right, we can build a PC and we'll load our custom OS on there, Xbox OS, and then here you go. You can call it an Xbox.
Yeah, I guess the thing is, I just still don't see how this factors into like even midterm. Not even saying long term. Midterm, I say the next 5 years, right? So like that carries us into the next generation and a couple years into it, but like. What's the end game here? Because like Xbox now is just the biggest third-party publisher, right? And we just talked about how EA got bought out. Ubisoft is not in a good, healthy state either. So they're like the de facto third-party publisher right now, and they're seeing success as long as they're selling video games, right? On PS5 primarily, but like with the Game, why we even bother, right? It's like. Yeah, if we have like a user base of 20 million, 25, 30 million Xbox users, half of them might be on Game Pass for whatever, but that number's got to be shrinking again because you just hiked it up 50%, which is fucking mind-boggling to me. Like not even Netflix had the gall to ever do a 50% price increase off like in 1 year. That is insane. And again, even Netflix, who's been around since what 2009 for streaming, 2010, what I don't know, somewhere around there, right?
Ways back, yeah.
They're still not at $30 a month, and they release fucking content out the wazoo. You can't even possibly consume all the content off of Netflix, right? And meanwhile, Xbox can't even deliver one AAA title every other month, right?
Yeah,
like that's the rate. Like absolutely. Now, so it's like, hey, $30 here, and $30 the next month. I could. I'm even gonna be generous, where it's like, oh, $60 every other month. You're saving, the $20 or 10 to 20, depending on if it's a $70 or an $80 tire. But they're not even doing that. Like, I guess Outer Worlds 2 is the next one, but what's the one after that?
Yeah, they need more consistent releases. You're not getting it.
How? They own all the studios. They own all the studios.
So that they have Call of Duty for that too this year. I don't know, but
what is it? Isn't there a stat?
You need to be playing at least 10-ish, like $60 plus games a year off the service to make it worth it.
And they don't release that many. They don't release 10 $60 titles.
You can tie this a little bit into the Circana news. Wasn't there Circana news with that stat? So we can tie that a little bit in here. So the hyper enthusiast market, price incentive players are really keeping things going. We'll give you guys more numbers in a second. I'm just reading this quote from Matt Pescatella. Especially the non-free-to-play gaming space. According to Circana's Q3 2025 Future of Games, only 4% of U.S. video game players buy a new game more often than once per month, with a third of players not buying any games at all. So this is all, the industry itself is being kept afloat by, the annuals, right? And
that makes sense too, because like, I would consider myself a hyper enthusiast. I don't buy a new game once a month. I do spend a lot on Game Pass now, but I'm not going to buy a game every month. That's 12 new games a year.
Well, I mean, what if Game Pass? So Game Pass is $30 right now. You're paying for, I was going to say half a game per month.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to be able to buy multiple games, like, but it's not worth it right now. I want to play Battlefield 6. I want to play Ghost of Yotei. I would want to play Final Fantasy Tactics. I want to play all these games, but it's like I can't buy them all, and have the time to consume all of them either.
Yeah, I'm not the kind of backlog kind of person. I like to buy them after I finish them.
So I mean, hold on, we're all hyper enthusiasts here, according to that very metric.
Yes. Yeah.
So
we are.
I play more than that a year, but I don't necessarily buy that many a year.
Yeah, I mean, that's the market right now. I think that's where
that's what's crazy is like, we are. I mean, we've been doing mostly gaming podcasts for 15 years. We're hyper enthusiasts, but that's a tall order to buy a new game once a month.
It is, absolutely it is. So, but that's the thing is like Game Pass, that being $30 is you're buying half a game a month.
Well, I mean, so the thing is, so there's some assumptions there that buying a game a month has to be a $60 title, even a $70
Yeah, I know.
title.
I know. Yeah.
There's a lot of numbers there. Steam probably throws that into huge wrench in terms of numbers because you can get games for, again, dirt cheap on PC. But yeah, I mean, the significant portion of the market is just free to play, right? And between stuff like Fortnite, League of Legends, Apex, Marvel Rivals right now, a lot of younger generations just they're not used to paying for games. They're used to paying for cosmetics. So that's kind of the scary part long term, like within the next 10 years, where the AAA model, I think, definitely gets murky when we're talking about that kind of thing. Part of the reason why I think Helldivers 2 succeeded was because it was a budget title, right? It was $40, and it was the it thing. Point. Like if that was a $60 or $70 title, I think that public perception changed and the popularity changed dramatically in the worst direction, right? You look at Clair Obscur, Expedition 33, love that game, but if that wasn't a budget title at 50 or 40 on PC, whatever it was, I think that again that perception changed in the narrative where it's like, oh, that's cheap for a game, right? Because that was a selling point for a lot of people. It's like, oh, this game is cheap compared to like again, games are $70 or $80 for AAA. So I don't know.
One game is 80, but yes.
I mean, I was happy to buy that game, even though I could have subscribed to Game Pass to play it. I bought it on the PS5.
Well, so the thing is there, if you look at the numbers, so I think number one was NBA 2K, right? On
thing? I'll get to that. Mm-hmm.
So somebody, I think in the replies on the Blue Sky thread, or number two, it's up there, right? Because it goes from a certain date to a certain date, the only thing that was charted here was the early 3-day access thing, which to get, you have to spend $100 on that SKU, right? Wow. So these sports people are like, yeah, I'll fucking pay $100 for NBA. I'll pay fucking $100 for Madden. Like, I don't give a shit.
What's funny about that is these aren't the hyper enthusiasts. These are not really the gamers either.
Right. So that's the other example where you're like, so you have a group of people that are free to play, and then you have the hyper enthusiasts, which is another group. But then you have this other group that buys probably one game a year, and it's probably Madden or it's probably NBA, and they're like, hey, I don't mind paying $100 because this is going to last me for 1 year. And like, if that's your prerogative, sure, that makes sense, right? It's only
literally heard people say that in the store,
right? It's less than $10 a month. So that's cheap. But the thing is, like, that is just incentivizing these other publishers to do the same thing, right? Like Microsoft tried that with Starfield. They did that. Did Borderlands have an early access period for Deluxe? Okay. I'm trying to think of other games that were doing it.
Lots of games are doing early access.
Didn't Star Wars did Ubisoft did something?
I think Ubisoft did that. Yeah.
They had a $100 version of that. Yes, they definitely did.
Yeah, and probably with Assassin's Creed as well. So.
Yep.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
All right, let's move into Circana, the numbers for the month. Hardware with 2.4 million units sold life to date over the first 3 months of the market. Nintendo Switch 2 is now 5% ahead of the previous record-setting pace of PlayStation 4, which sold 2.2 million units during the 3-month ending in January 2014. So it took this long to have something outpace it. It's also readily available, which is great. So that's probably helping it. I go to any store, Target, which has no Xbox but has plenty of Switch 2 stuff. You can buy them. They're on the shelves in my Target, and they're selling well. For me, with the pricing of everything going on in the world, you don't know. Like, I see it on the shelves, I'm like, is this not selling well? No, they just have good stock, and they're selling well because, the other part of this stat was Nintendo Switch 2 units are trending 77% of the timeline sales of the original Nintendo Switch, so they are 77% ahead of the hardware sales of the Switch 1. So that's how good that's been selling this console.
Yeah. So, I mean, the Switch 1 had some supply issues for a little bit too.
That's what I'm saying. This helps. Yeah. It's just weird to see them on the shelves. Like, it's so weird to go into a store and be like, I can buy a Switch 2 if I want to right now. Yeah, it's so weird.
Again, this is why I'm saying this is why they do that mid-year release. They don't care. You could sell out whatever you have as long as you're putting it out. And then they use that momentum for the holidays now.
By November, it's going to be in 1 month time. You're going to not see them on the shelves. they'll start disappearing from the shelves because you're always going to have the scarcity in the holiday season. But no matter how many they made.
Right.
So, going to the gaming side, Tony was right. NBA 2K26 was the number one game last month, followed by Madden, which was also a new release, Madden 26. And then you finally get to Mafia and Metal Gear as your top four. And those are all new releases. Good thing for Metal Gear, though. That's a good drop for it right there. Yeah. Hopefully incentivizes Konami. Yeah, it's a really good spot for it, especially going up against these annual releases. You got college football, which was previously number 1 and number 5. Gears of War Reloaded, number 6. Good for Microsoft. See, third party, killing it, third party.
Who knew you could sell video games? That's crazy.
They have this backlog of classic games. How have they not done more remasters? Just Sony knows Sony, we make fun of them for it, right? How many remasters they've done, but they're making money on this stuff. That's the idea. Fill the gaps with remasters.
I don't mind remasters. It's when you're remastering a 5-year-old game. It's like, what?
I get that.
You do it multiple times too.
Yeah. The same game.
You got 4 versions of the same game out.
But you got to understand, they're a company. They're making money because it's an easy thing to do, and they're filling the gaps between releases of games that are waiting to come out. Microsoft, it's just a gap. There's nothing.
Right. So they had the Oblivion remake earlier. I assume we're seeing something for Fallout.
Really well.
Yeah, I assume that's the rumor. Fallout 3 is the rumor, folks.
Yeah, we have a Fallout Direct or something coming, right?
Yeah, it's October. It's next week, I think.
It's next week,
if I remember right. Yeah, 23rd-ish. But rumors are Fallout 3 remake, which would be great. But yeah, I mean, Gears of War here at number 6. Donkey Kong Bonanza at number 7 was previously 3. EA Sports MVP bundle, EA Sports Kickoff bundle. What the hell is that? I don't even know what that is. And Demon Slayer was your top 10. I don't know what those EA Sports MVP bundles. I don't know what they are. Maybe that's the pre-release stuff that you were talking about. Maybe that's the special editions.
I thought that it was all looped into just the one.
I thought it was 2, but I don't know what those are. So, but yeah, there's your top 10. I think we covered all of his other stats. Yeah, we did, just separately in different things. We do have the overall list.
So the other thing is, there was one tweet or whatever the Blue Sky equivalent is, where he talked about the Switch 2 selling more is offsetting double-digit declines in PlayStation 5 and Xbox, which is kind of worrying, right? I get both of those systems are 5 years old, but at the same time, double-digit declines, kind of scary. And
for PS5 more so, yeah.
Right now, it's just really scary, right? Because apparently we have to leg it out 2 years until the next systems, but it's just crazy to me because I still don't feel like I got my value out of my PS5. I definitely wouldn't
absolutely not
out of my Xbox. So it's just crazy to think about. And then I don't know. I just couldn't even fathom trying to get a PS6 for $700, $800,
$900. Yeah, it might be $899.
Yeah, and it's definitely not going to come with a disc drive. That's going to be a fucking additional accessory. There's no way they're bundling that. They're going to make you pay another $100 for that. But yeah, it's worrying. It's very worrying.
Because I don't see how this prices get not cheaper, but even comparable to this gen. I just don't see it.
No,
with cost of development,
it's not. And for as expensive as console gaming is too, because I don't even subscribe to PlayStation Plus because online games I just play on my fucking computer because I don't have to pay for it. But it's just crazy to me that you're like, hey, add on an extra $100 per year if you want to play any of these fucking games online. It's just like, what? How are you making this proposition worse over time and not better, right? And cloud saves, same thing. You don't they'll delete your cloud saves if or I don't even know if you get them if you don't pay for PlayStation.
Yeah, a small amount of cloud saves, and then if you want to actually have that cloud save be worth something, you got to pay the PlayStation Plus.
But this goes back to the first thing we were talking about, where enthusiasts are the one really propping up the rest of the industry. Because we typically tend to be the older crowd. I would say 25 plus, probably even 30 plus at this point. But it's so expensive. How are younger people, even kids with family, of kids, right? That I don't expect kids to be able to afford, but how are you just gonna buy? How can you justify getting a fucking console at $600 just so they could play what, Minecraft?
And then buy games at
Yeah,
$80 a pop.
80
It's like
bucks,
not,
70
not
bucks.
gonna
Yeah,
happen.
it's
right.
Yeah.
Whereas like, hey, we'll get them an iPad or whatever equivalent tablet device. Play your
Yep,
Roblox, play your
300
Fortnite,
bucks.
play your
Yeah,
Minecraft.
Get all these
$3.99 or
free,
whatever it was. Yeah.
and then spend maybe $10 to $20 a month on whatever cosmetic things. Like it feels easier to swallow that than
Right. Then
Absolutely. That's what's
this.
weird. It's gonna be different. We'll see how the next gen goes. It's gonna be interesting. Especially with I just wonder how the sales are gonna go. I just don't know.
I mean that first
You'll
year
sell.
I think is going to be again the hardcore enthusiasts, but it's after that
Yeah.
first year where things get super scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, you know, seeing a decline too would be, dude, that
Yeah.
would be bad. Because out of the
It's
three right now, the
much-
only one to have a decline, I mean, even Xbox like was ahead of the one for a little while. I think
Yeah.
like the first year and a half or so, but like then they stopped mentioning it. I don't know if you guys remember, but like they early on when they still released press release statements back in 2020, they're like, "Oh, Xbox Series is blah 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 ahead of Xbox One and
Yeah.
Xbox 360," and then they just stopped doing that. So,
So we don't
there's
know.
too much competition for people's time these days.
and that's what it
too.
is, right? And that's what it is. It's not necessarily competing platforms; it's just time. Like, God, I would love to know how much free time of like teenagers is just taken by TikTok.
Seriously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like not even
I mean,
YouTube,
you
not
start
Netflix,
scrolling,
but,
you
like,
just start
just
scrolling, and
TikTok.
you're like 2 hours later,
endless
like,
scroll.
what happened?
Yeah,
In the scroll.
that's what
Yep.
they need.
I don't know.
TikTok
Yeah.
on consensus.
Yeah. Forget that. They'll never leave the TV. So, all right.
Depressing.
Yeah, so those are the numbers. It's going to be interesting to see how the next gen goes, folks. It's going to be hopefully the climate changes in 2 years. We'll see. Well, I doubt it. I doubt it's changing
We
in 2
would
years.
need I'll just
We would
call
need
it
something to happen.
divine intervention.
Yes, something would have to have happened
Something
to make
will have
this
happened.
different. Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah.
Some external force would
So-
have to happen.
yeah. So unfortunately, we'll see. Until then, guys, I think that's going to wrap up our episode of the Gamecast. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, we're live on Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock.
Sorry. I'm sorry. One last thing I had to
Go ahead.
mention. This is totally throwing us off the mojo. Now that I think with the whole Xbox situation, I meant to say this. This is my hot take that I say. I just thought of it. I remembered that I talked about it. With Xbox pretty much being out of the picture, I know we've talked about this probably last year or so, or within the last year. I could see Sony being like, "Oh, we don't really have console competition anymore, right?" Because they don't view Nintendo Switch 2 as direct
not
competition, right?
No.
And
They're
even
in their own
PC,
markets.
they don't really view
Yeah.
as direct competition. But I think if Xbox goes away to the point where like they don't have a traditional console anymore, it's just this new thing that we're talking about, I could see Sony releasing their games day and date on PC.
Yeah, because I get you there. Absolutely.
I mean,
There's no
Helldivers
reason
2,
not
you
to.
look at that. Helldivers 2
Yep.
took over that entire month. And
Yep.
probably the next couple months. I can't remember because fucking time is weird. But there's no
That's it.
incentive for them to have exclusives anymore. if
Absolutely.
Xbox is out of the
Absolutely could
picture.
see it. Yeah. And that just helps them with their sales, and they don't have to worry about it. Yeah.
Yep.
And
So that's my bold prediction
Right.
for 2 years from now, I guess. We'll see.
we shall find out.
Yep.
All right, folks.
You hear
This is gonna
faster
wrap
than
it
you
up.
think.
Yeah, it comes quick. Stay tuned. Next week, where was I at here? That's going to wrap up this episode, folks. Once again, we're live on Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. YouTube has all the content after that because it only keeps it for a week on Twitch. So be sure to subscribe if you want to watch us go live on Twitch, or subscribe over on YouTube for all the video content if you want a video, or subscribe to your audio stuff, iTunes, Spotify, iHeartRadio if you want to. We'll see you guys next week. We are out.